is Georgie Jessel, and this is the legend of Eddie Cantor.
If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a girl. There's none so classy as this fair lassie. Oh, my goodness, what a chassis. I had a mustache as cute as a pup. Susie kissed me, and she burned it all thing up. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a girl. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a girl. She wears long tresses and such tight dresses. Oh, what a future she possesses. Out in public, she's meek and mild, but in the parlor, mother dear, come save your child. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, what a girl.
Eddie Cantor, one of the greatest stars to ever shine in the constellation known as show business. Eddie Cantor, entertainer, actor, star maker, philanthropist, humanitarian. He was all this wrapped up in one big bundle of talent, with a heart as big as his banjo eyes. Eddie Cantor, beloved actor, husband, father, entertainer, and my dearest friend. Eddie was born on Henry Street on the east side of New York, and was raised by his grandma, Esther, whose love and devotion for little Izzy, the pop-eyed kid, was never forgotten by Eddie Cantor, the man.
When I lived on the east side of New York on Henry Street with my grandmother in a basement apartment, we lived in 2 rooms, and my grandmother kept an employment agency, and the unemployed servant girls used to live in my house, and there was no place for me to play, and I'd say to my grandmother, Grandma, I didn't say it in English. I'd say, Grandma, where can I play? She says, go play in the hall. If she knew it was Carnegie Hall where I was playing.
Eddie Cantor's grandma, Esther, never lived to see her little boy attain world fame, for she passed away to rest in a peace which she had never known on this turbulent earth just 2 days before Eddie opened in his first Ziegfeld Follies. Opening night, with the applause of the audience still ringing throughout the theater, heralding a great new star. There were no curtain calls, no bows. Only a grateful little guy standing in the wings sobbing, because his devoted Grandma Esther was gone and couldn't share his happiness. But the love and goodness that this wonderful woman had taught Eddie spilled over to the millions of people he entertained in his own inimitable style, with a hand-clapping and nervous bouncing for which he was world famous. Eddie returned this love with songs like this.
Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. Yes, ma'am, we've decided. No, ma'am, we won't hide it. Yes, ma'am, you're invited now. By the way, when we reach the preacher, I'll say, with feeling, yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. By the way, when we reach the preacher, I'll say, with feeling, yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now.
Eddie started his fabulous career at the age of 14, when Miners was a burlesque theater. Eddie Cantor's debut at Miners Theater, a rough, wide-open New York showplace deep down in the Bowery where anything went, and usually at the Actors. So Eddie entered an amateur contest at Miners and won. From that moment on, show business had gotten a stranglehold on him. He lived it. He loved it. When Eddie Cantor entertained, he was literally sitting on top of the world.
I'm sitting on top of the world. I'm rolling along, just rolling along. I'm quitting the blues of the world. I'm singing a song, just singing a song. Glory, hallelujah, I just phoned the parson, said, Poss, get ready to call. 'Cause just like Humpty Dumpty, I'm I'm ready to fall. I'm sitting on top of the world. I'm rolling along, just rolling along. Glory, hallelujah, I just phoned the parson. Said, Poss, get ready to call. 'Cause just like Humpty Dumpty, I'm ready to fall. I'm sitting on top of the world. I'm rolling. I'm just rolling along.
Finally, Eddie Cantor landed a steady job as a singing waiter in a saloon at Coney Island, where he formed a lifelong friendship with the saloon's piano player, a young guy with a large proboscis, Jimmy Durante.
'Cause there's no people like people. They smile when they are low. Yesterday they told you would not go far. That night you open and there you are. Next day on your dressing room they found a star. Let's go on with the show. On with the show.
Jimmy, go right into If You Knew Susie, all right?
All right.
Go ahead.
If you knew Susie like I had a mustache as cute as the pup. Susie kissed me and she burned down me up. If you knew Susie like I
In 1912, Eddie Cantor joined Gus Edwards' Kid Cabaret, the top kid vaudeville act in show business, which boasted many other youngsters who later became famous. Groucho Marx, Ray Bolger, Phil Silvers, Walter Winchell, Eleanor Powell, Mervyn LeRoy, the Duncan sisters, Hildegard, and yes, me too, Georgie Jessel. And Eddie greatly admired Gus Edwards' talent for discovering future stars, a role he was to play many, many times during his own career. By this time, Eddie was earning $75 a week. And since that was proof positive of his success, he finally mustered enough courage to ask for the hand of his childhood sweetheart, Ida Tobias, whose father reluctantly consented to his daughter marrying an actor. If Ida's dad had only known that her marriage to the actor would make her one of the most famous wives in the world. But who knew then? Well, maybe Eddie would always delight in singing this song especially for her.
Ida, sweet as apple cider, sweeter than all that I know. Come out, meet the silvery moonlight. Of love I'll whisper, so soft and low, even though can't live without you. Listen, my honeydew, Ida, I idolize you. I long to love you, Ida, indeed I do.
Eddie's big break came in the Ziegfeld Follies of 1917, in which Eddie appeared with Fanny Bryce, W.C. Fields, and the immortal Will Rogers. Eddie always loved to reminisce about his Ziegfeld days, and would especially enjoy telling this story about W.C. Fields.
He was quite a fella. After the opening night in Boston, we lived in a hotel called the Lenox Hotel. And he ordered champagne. Me, said, here, Eddie, here's to you. Had a glass of champagne, had two. After the third one, it didn't matter, you know? At 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I wanted to die. I was so sick. Maybe it was good for me. I stayed away from it. And thereafter, God bless this man, Fields. Whenever we went to a restaurant, he'd order a double martini or a double Manhattan. Turns away and says, give the boy with the big eyes some ginger ale. He's a little delicate.
followed another for Eddie. The Ziegfeld Follies of 1917, then 1918, then 1919. The next season, 1920. The Schuberts, noted Broadway producers, starred Eddie in a revue called The Midnight Rounders, which ran to standing room only for 2 years. And it was in this show that Eddie Cantor introduced one of his all-time song hits.
Ma, he's making eyes at me. Ma, he's awful nice to me. Ma, he's almost breaking my heart. I'm beside him. Mercy, let his conscience guide him. Ma, he wants to marry me. Be my honey bee. He makes me weak, he makes me nervous. I have never had such service. Ma, he's kissing me. Ma, he's making eyes at me. Ma, he's awful nice to me. Ma, he's almost breaking my heart. If you peek him, you will see I'm going to weaken. Ma, he wants to marry me. Be my honey bee. He wants to neck, he wants to wrestle. What's his name? It's Jessel. Ma, he's kissing me.
In 1923, Eddie teamed up with Ziegfeld again for the record-breaking show Kid Boots. At that time, the two greatest Broadway stars were Eddie and Al Jolson. Eddie always loved Al, admired him so much. And in typical Cantor fashion, he was honest about it, and he spoke of Jolson's great talent. There wasn't one iota of jealousy or envy. There was, of course, professional rivalry. And during the road tour of Kid Boots, Eddie was playing right across the street from the theater which Jolie was playing in a big hit called Bumbo. But let Eddie tell the story as only he could.
It was my fortune, my good fortune, to play alongside of Jolson in Chicago. He played at the Apollo Theater and I played at the Woods across the street. And we lived at the same hotel. He had a living room. And we'd meet every night. We'd go to the theater together. If I got through first, I'd come over to meet him. If he got through first, he'd always come. I always went to meet him. I always got through first. And all of a sudden, tragedy befell me. I got pleurisy. And I couldn't breathe. I really couldn't breathe. And the doctor had a strap me, put adhesive tape on, and that made it even worse. It was just awful. And all the physical things I did in the show, I just couldn't stand it, but I didn't want to quit. I was scared. I was afraid of one thing. I was afraid, I could see in my sleep the variety saying, Jolie chases Cantor out of town. And it hurt me. It hurt me even worse than the pleurisy. And came the night when I collapsed, and I said, I've just got to quit. I can't go on. That night, I went home before Jolson, and Ida called him, and he came downstairs to see me, and he said, look, fella, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Anything that you want, I got it. Jolie's got it for you. Go ahead. Don't worry about the show must go on. Get out. Get away. And he brought me a leather jacket. I told him I was going up to the Catskill Mountains to summer place I had up there, which we call Grossinger's. And he saw me off at the train. And I said, what difference does it make? I'm sick. When I got to New York, I picked up the New York Times, and on the front page, it says, Jolson ill, closes the show. I found out he was sicker than I was, and he was afraid of Variety would say Cantor chases Jolie on it.
Eddie returned to the Ziegfeld fold to star in the Follies of 1927, and a year later opened one of his biggest hits, Whoopee. And here's the title song to which Eddie brought everlasting fame.
Another bride, another groom, another sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making whoopee. The choir sings, here comes the bride, another victim is by her side. He's lost his reason, 'cause it's the season for making. Down through the countless ages, you'll find it everywhere. Somebody makes good wages. Somebody wants her share. She calls them toodles and rolls her eyes. She makes them strudels and bakes them pies. What is it all for? it so he'll fall for me. Another year, or maybe less. What's this I hear? Well, can't you guess? She feels neglected, and he's suspected of making whoopee. She sits alone most every night. He doesn't phone or even write. He says he's busy, but she said, is he? He doesn't make much money, $5,000 per. Some judge who thinks he's funny says you pay $6 to her. He says, now judge, suppose I fail. The judge says, budge, right into jail. You'd better keep her. You'll find it's cheaper than making whoopee.
The whole nation was making whoopee at that time. That is until a certain day in November of 1929 when the whoopee suddenly stopped and the Depression began. Variety, the Bible chauvinist headline and short, sweet, and right to the point. Wall Street lays an egg, and Eddie wrote a book about it. The saga of Wailing Wall Street called Caught Short, written by this prince of an entertainer, ex-titan of finance, and victim. And in 1930, Hollywood beckoned. And Eddie headed west to star in a movie version of Whoopee, the first of many pictures he was to make for Sam Golden. In 1931, for the Chase and Sanborn Company, and continuing for more than 20 years for various sponsors, Eddie Cantor was the most popular star on radio.
I love to spend each Sunday with you as friend to friend. I'm sorry it's true. I'm telling you just how I feel. I hope you feel that way too. Let's make a date for next Sunday night. I'm here to stay. 'Twill be my delight to sing again, bring again the things you want me to. I love to spend each Sunday with you.
And here he is with Burns and Allen.
Why, it's Gracie Allen. Well, for goodness sake. Oh, Gracie, what are you doing here? I didn't expect you.
Well, neither did my mother, but here I am.
Look, Gracie, I like you, but I'm having trouble enough.
Yeah, I know. I heard your program last week. Well, why you're going to let that awful Mrs. Blonde produce a picture for you is a mystery to me. Now, if you let me produce a picture, it'll be a mystery to everybody. On the
I know that, but Gracie...
Well, you don't have to worry if I produce the picture. I've never ruined anybody's career, and all I want is a chance.
Yeah, look, Gracie, when it comes to making pictures, you're a complete novice.
Oh, please, I'm not that good.
Eddie, having trouble?
George Burns, yeah.
How long has Gracie been here?
Oh, about 3 or 4 minutes, George.
Have an aspirin.
Say, Eddie.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Who is this?
Yeah. He follows me home every night.
Gracie, what are you talking about? That's George Burns. You've been together for 15 years.
Oh, no wonder he gets so fresh, huh?
Eddie.
Yeah?
Give me back the aspirin.
No, you better take your headache home with you.
Okay, good night, Eddie.
Good night, and I'll heckle you on your show next Monday.
Well, come on, Gracie, come
Oh,
on.
well, wait, I haven't finished the story yet.
Come on.
So the ink is now dry and the hero is an old...
And here's Eddie with Mark Dukakis.
Carcass, you a plastic surgeon? You're a fake, a fraud, a phony.
That's a lie. And I wish I could prove it.
All right, Parky, now let's get down to business.
Yeah?
Whatever gave you the idea of becoming a plastic surgeon?
Racetracks. You see, always when the races is over, everybody's coming out with long faces.
Well?
I lift it.
What a plastic surgeon with racing fans for patients.
That's so.
Get yourself a customer who needs a plastic surgeon and needs one badly.
All right. How soon could you be in my office?
Friday. Wait a minute. Me? You going to improve my face? You?
Too big a job for one man, huh?
Get away.
During Eddie's radio days, he ran for president. In a comic way, of course, with the questionable help of Bert Gordon, the mad Russian.
I'm not a politician, so what I say is true. If you send me to Washington, is what I promise you. Oh, when I'm the president, there'll be no holes in donuts when I'm the president. I love the little kiddies and want to help them too. So if your papa votes for me, here's what I'll do for you. Oh, when I'm the president, the parents will eat the spinach. When I'm the president, the opposition party has taxed and taxed and taxed. When I get in the White House, why, you can all relax. Oh, when I'm the president, I'll put a tax on taxes. When I'm the president.
Gosh, what I need is help. A high-powered publicity man. A fellow who will get my name before the American people. A man who is a master of words. A man who created a famous slogan such as, "How do you do?" Why, it's Bert Gordon, the mad Russian. Easy. Russian? You Russian, you are a publicity man?
Most of course. I will go up to the head of the Associated Press, and I will say to him, Reginald, but he won't answer me.
Why not?
His name is Maya.
Why, you don't even know anybody in the newspaper business.
Would you like to see how I get the story in the paper?
Yes, go ahead.
I'll call up the newspaper.
Go ahead.
Hello? Give me the desk. The city desk. Hello, Dad. Look in your top drawer and see if I left my lunch there. Listen, Dad. Eddie Cantor is running for president. Give me a rewrite. Hello, rewrite. I just got a hot flush. To take an aspirin. Listen, rewrite. Eddie Cantor is running for president. Give me the composing room. Hello, room. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong room. Hello, composing room. Eddie Cantor is running for president. Now the press is start to roll.
Yes.
Up comes an extra. I run down to the corner, pick up a paper, and am I amazed? Am I amazed? Why? Eddie Cantor, you're running for president?
Oh, of course I am.
Eddie was always exceptionally active in discovering new talent for the screen and radio. Among his finds, Deanna Durbin, Bobby Breen, Eddie Fisher, and his most famous discovery, Dinah Shore.
Say, tell me, Eddie, just how long have you been singing songs?
Well, I sang this one back in 1910, and I'd like to hear one song that you can compare with it. And then he'd row, row, row. Way up the river, he would row, row, row. A hug he'd give her, then he'd kiss her now and then. She would tell him when. He'd fool around, and then they'd kiss again, and then he'd row, row, row. A little further he would row, oh, 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 oh. Then he'd drop both his oars, take a few more encores, and then he'd row, row, row.
Oh, now, please, come on now. You're not going to compare that 1910 song with this one right here. Oh, give me land, lots of land, under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in.
Not a bad little song, but back in the last war, when it was in the Signal Follies of 1919 that I gave out with, how you gonna keep 'em down on the farm after they see Harry? Imagine Reuben when he meets his pa. You kiss his cheek and holler, ooh la la. How you gonna keep 'em down
listen. There'll be a hot time in the town of Berlin when the Yanks go marching in. I want to be there, boy, and spread some joy when they take old Berlin.
Well, this being the second day of spring, I go back to the spring of 1925 when I made a fair living from. When the red, red robin comes bobbing along, there'll be no more sobbing when he stops throbbing his old sweet song. I'm just a kid again, doing what I did again, singing a song. When the red, red robin comes bobbing along.
Oh, well, now, you'll have to admit that one's kind of tired next to this Academy Award winner. Lend an ear. Would you like to swing on a star, carrying home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a mule? A mule is an animal.
All right,
with
Dinah.
long
All right, Dinah, I
sleeves.
give in. I give in. A mule is an animal. All right, I give in. I give in, Dinah. You've got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. Don't mess with Mr. In Between.
All the fabled names of the world of entertainment were Eddie's friends. Sophie Tucker, George Cohan, Ethel Merman, the Marx Brothers, Fred Allen, Jack Benny, Will Rogers, Ed Wynn, just to name a few. And here's Eddie with his very good friend, Maurice Chevalier.
Ah, Maurice, but you know something? In all the years we've known each other, we've never sung a duet together.
Nothing could give me greater pleasure, Eddie. Let's go!
If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, 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 what a girl. There's none so classy as this fair lassie. Oh, 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 my goodness, what a lassie.
J'aurais une moustache mignonne comme tout.
I don't know what you're saying, but I'd like to try some too. If you knew Susie like I know Susie, oh, oh, what a
Cantor was proud of his profession. He was proud of his Ida and his 5 wonderful daughters, and he was so proud of his country. During both world conflicts in 1917 and again in 1941, Eddie Cantor was always there to give a helping hand. He performed at service camps, hospitals, rallies. He sold Liberty bonds, war bonds, recruited soldiers, zipped public morale to a new high, and all in all was a one-man entertainment and fundraising bureau. His closeness with President Franklin D. Roosevelt prompted this remark by the chief executive.
I have had many telegrams today, Thanksgiving telegrams. There's one that I want to read to you. From an old friend who's helped warm springs in past days very greatly. Eddie Cantor, the comedian, the actor. And he gives me a thought that I think we can all think over. May you and yours have a happy Thanksgiving. I am thankful that I can live in a country where our leaders sit down on Thanksgiving Day to carve up a turkey instead of a map.
Eddie Cantor was responsible with President Roosevelt for the formation of the National Foundation for Infantile Paralysis. And now, over 30 years later, the slogan that Eddie Cantor coined, the March of Dimes, is a tribute to his great love of humanity. Whenever there was a good cause to be championed, Eddie Cantor was in there pitching. He was more than a comedian, more than just a singer of songs or a salesman of nostalgia. Eddie Cantor was a warm, true, wonderful human being. And on January 15th, 1964, just 9 months before the world lost this sainted minstrel, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed his name on behalf of the United States of America, a commendation to Eddie Cantor. Eddie was 72 years old at the time and living in semi-retirement at his home in Beverly Hills. What a thrill it was for me to join with Governor Brown of California to present my dear, dear friend Eddie with a presidential citation. It read, "The President of the United States of America awards this commendation to Eddie Cantor for distinguished service to his nation during his illustrious career. Mr. Cantor has given unstintingly of his time, talent, and energy to humanitarian causes of every description, lightening the personal burdens of the people of the nation. His efforts have made possible major achievements in the constant struggle against disease and poverty. He has exemplified a spirit of selflessness, courage, and service that reflects the highest credit upon himself and his country. He has earned the esteem and admiration of his countrymen and the enduring gratitude of this republic. Signed, Lyndon B. Johnson, the White House, Washington. Yes, the skinny, gangly kid from Henry Street had made good his promise to Grandma Esther. This was Eddie Cantor. He was the oldest and dearest friend that I had in show business and in life. I was proud not only to be his friend, to be part of his time. As long as I live, I'll never forget the last appearance that Eddie and I made together. It was a Hollywood TV show hosted by George Burns. And Eddie and I sang a song we performed many years before at the famous Palace Theater on Broadway. And the lyrics of that song still burn deep in my heart.
Now I'd like to introduce two gentlemen who really played the big time. And they're the greatest. I'm very happy to have them on the show. They're going to do part of their act that they did at the Palace Theater at the time they broke the record there. My two very dear friends, Eddie Cantor and Georgie Jessel.
Pals, we'll always be pals. What you do is okay with me. Pals, just regular pals.
What you do suits me to a T.
I haven't a brother.
I haven't a son.
But you've been more than a brother.
You're just like a son.
And we'll sing till our days are done that we'll be pals, pals, pals. Eddie, all through our act, you've done nothing but talk about Ida, your daughters, and your family.
Yeah.
Now, I know that's nice, but Eddie, this isn't something that you invented, you know.
No.
Other people have families and daughters, too.
Yeah, well...
You've got no patent on this thing.
I guess you're right, Georgie. Now that I haven't mentioned my family, do me a favor, Georgie.
What is that?
Please don't sing about your mother's eyes. If you're so worried about her eyes, take her once to an optician, get her a pair of glasses.
To spend this hour with you as friend to friend.
Once upon a time, there was a sweet old grandma who lived in a little flat on Henry Street on the east side of New York. She had very little kin. Her husband and his wife died in their youth, and they left their little boy for Grandma to take care of. And even though he was mischievous and played all kinds of tricks, Grandma forgot to be lonely when he was around. And sometimes when he displeased her, she would sit by herself and wouldn't talk to him. Then he'd go into the kitchen and get her a piece of bread or even make her some tea. And then she'd put her arms around him and look deeply into his great big eyes and say, "Good, mein Kind, good, my child," and always forgive him. The little boy with the big eyes closed him but a short time ago, and the light that was dim for everybody who knew him or knew of him. He was the first actor of great prominence to turn from the mirror in his dressing room and look through the window at the alley outside to think of some way to help whoever passed who was less fortunate. It was his wish at his passing there'd be no funereal fanfare. Therefore, there were but few to bid him au revoir, his daughters, 2 or 3 grandchildren, and myself. And since I was closer to him than any other man, I feel he will allow us this album to keep his memory evergreen. Good night, little fella with the big banjo eyes. May your warm heart and smart head lie peacefully in the bosom of your grandma, and your hands tightly clasped with Ida, your wife, and Margie, your oldest daughter. And may the stars in the heaven whisper, "Good, mein Kind, Good night, child. Shalom to you. Peace forever.
That sounds just. Suppose I fail. The judge says, Bug, right into jail. You'd better keep her. You'll find it's cheaper than making.